Well, hello and welcome back. Now, we just talked about memory, and what's really important to becoming a super learner is, well, how do we use our memory to become a super learner? Great question. Before we get into that, I want to do a quick little memory test with you, and I use this in my goal setting course, so if you've taken that course, you probably have heard this before, but if you haven't, then this is kind of a fun little memory test to do. I want you to try to remember what you ate for lunch exactly 7 days ago today. So a week ago today, whatever day it is of the week, I want you to remember what you ate for lunch. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to do that. Write it down on a piece of paper or put it down on a computer. Ready, set, 10 seconds. Go. And stop. Put your pens and pencils aside. How much were you able to remember about what you ate for lunch 7 days ago? Well, if you're like me, today's Saturday, I'd really have to think about last Saturday, what I was doing, what did I have for lunch, where was I? I'm really struggling here, putting myself on the spot about the exact things that I had for lunch. Well, why is that? Well, we have over 50,000 thoughts a day, psychologists say, and it's going to be very difficult to memorize every single one of those thoughts. In fact, it's impossible. So why is it so important for you to be able to remember certain things? And how do we do that? First off, how do you remember things? Well, you play games with yourself, just like that game that I just played with you about what you ate for lunch. If you play these kind of games, if you do this and you have this repetition, you're going to be able to remember more, which is going to help you learn more. You see, when you learn something, there's kind of a time span for how long you're able to retain it and learn it. And the way to retain it and learn it is you have to retrieve it. And that's where memory comes back as well. You see, the more times you remember something, the more times you're actually retrieving that information and putting it back to the front of your mind. Pretend like it's a filing cabinet and you have all these memories in this filing cabinet that goes way, way back. Think about like 10 years ago. Try to remember what you were doing today 10 years ago. That's way back in the filing cabinet. But let's say you were able to pinpoint that memory. Maybe you were on a fun vacation and you took that memory and you put it to the front of the filing cabinet. And then 2 days later, it was, maybe 2 or 3 days back, you took that same memory, you retrieved it, and you put it back to the beginning of the filing cabinet. And you did that every single 2 days for a year. I guarantee that memory would be like that. You would remember every detail of it. You would have so good of a memory of it because you keep retrieving it. So that's another strategy to use for your memory, and it's very, very effective actually. Psychologists say that retrieval is one of the best ways to use your memory. So that's how. Why is that going to make you a super learner? Well, again, the more you're able to remember about a certain subject, the better you learn it, the more beneficial you're going to be to explaining that and to teaching that and to understanding it yourself. Wow, we just got wet. That's okay. Anyways, so the more that you're able to retrieve this information and memorize it and understand it, the better you're going to be able to apply it. The better you're able to apply this information, the better your results are going to get. And that's what super learners and geniuses are all about, their results. You look at a genius, why are they a genius? Well, because of the incredible results that they achieved. How did they achieve their results? They understood something, they mastered it, they memorized it, they retrieved it over and over and over and over again. That's what memory is all about and how it's going to help you become a super learning machine. So thanks again for watching this lecture. I look forward to teaching you more in our next lectures to come in the course. If you have any questions on how to do things or how this kind of works and how this is going to benefit you, please message me this. These videos I've been shooting have really actually come from students who have taken the course and they want to know how to do it and why it's going to help them become a super learner. Thanks again for watching. I can't wait to teach you more in our next lectures to come, so stay tuned.